Hey y'all, this is Remy Sanchez coming to you live from Energy Fitness. Today we're going to be working on the skill forward roll, and the format's going to be first we're going to start with a warm-up, then we'll do some drills and practice the skill, and afterwards we'll do some conditioning. Alright, so the first thing that we are going to do is a little warm-up to prepare ourselves for the skill. The first thing we are going to do is running in place, just to get our bodies moving, just to get our blood pumping. After about 10 seconds of this, we're gonna do a little march, just to keep going, just to warm up our legs. Then, what we're gonna do is start getting into a little bit of gymnastics. The first thing that we need to do and the first thing we need to keep in mind are our positions. We will do these in a form of jumps. The first one is a straight jump. Make sure your arms are by your ears, feet tight together, and jump and keep them together and point your toes, like so. The next one next position is a tuck jump. This is the position we will use for our forward roll. Arms by our ears once again, and we're gonna bring our knees to our chest, like so. Then, the third one is my personal favorite, which is called a straddle jump. Here, we're gonna bring our legs as far apart as possible. Make sure that they're nice and straight, and once again, arms by your ears, like so. The next one is a little bit hard, so be careful when you do this. This is called a pike jump. I'll show you how it is. What you're gonna do is I'll do it to the side so you can see the full extent of this skill. Your arms by your ears, go up, and reach for your toes. If that is too hard, don't worry about it. We can do it a little bit smaller, just like this. Make sure that your legs are together and nice and straight. Now, on to the next part. What we're gonna do now is we are going to start with the basic skills of a forward roll. We're gonna start actually at the end of the forward roll and how we finish the skill. Our arms will be up first, and what we're gonna do is just practice standing up from the skill. We're gonna roll backwards to a position called candlestick, reach forward, and stand up. Make sure that your hands do not touch the floor in this exercise. Arms up, roll backwards, reach forward, and stand up. The next part we will do is we will actually jump all the way back to the beginning of the skill, and we'll work on how to initiate the roll. The goal here is to actually bring our hips over our head so that we can take pressure off of our neck and roll. Now, the way to practice this is first something called a donkey kick, where you simply jump up, arms nice and straight, and bring your hips over your hands. I can go as high as I need to. However, if you can only do this, that's still fine. You're still practicing the idea of it. The next thing that we are going to do is a mad cat. Now, a mad cat is an exercise that we use in order to understand the body positioning of our forward roll. Now, we will begin with something called a happy cow. And then you may move to make it more realistic. Now, this is not the position you need, but I want you to do this exercise in order to understand what your body should not be in. What your body should be in is this. This is mad cat. You see, I am like a cat, very angry at a fellow cat for stealing my food. Now, this position is what we need. You feel that your shoulders are engaged, your back is nice and round, and your belly is going towards the ceiling. This is the position you need in order to safely and effectively execute the forward roll. Now, do this a couple of times so that you can familiarize yourself with the skill. And this is how your back should be when you do the forward roll. The next thing that we are going to do is a mad cat donkey kick. Now, or mad cat to squat. We're gonna go here and just combine the donkey kick and the mad cat. So make sure that your back is nice and round. Go up and feel your hips going higher than your shoulders. Do it a few times to really understand it so that you're comfortable with the motion. Go here and up. The next thing that we are going to do is a candlestick squat donkey kick. Here we're going to combine all three skills that we just learned. We're going to start here, arms up, roll back, bring your feet to the ceiling into a candlestick, go to squat, no hands, and then with a nice mad cat back, jump, donkey kick. And once you get these skills done, we are ready for the next step and to do and learn the forward roll. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to learn the forward roll. Now, the first thing that we have to think about is the beginning of the forward roll. Now, what we want to work on is using the mad cat that we worked on in our warm-up, and in order to apply that to the skill. So, before you start, put your hands down on the floor, bring your bum up, and just practice these two positions. First of all, practice your rad cat, which is most important. And additionally, tuck your chin in and look at your belly button. This is the position you need to do your forward roll. If you do this, you will not roll, you will fall. So make sure that your back is round, you're looking at your belly button, and your bum is up. This is the position we need to forward roll. The next thing that we can do is, why don't we actually roll? Now, make sure that you hold this position that we just worked on as the mad cat. Look at your belly button, bend your arms, and just roll. Feeling comfortable in how it feels to roll in a mad cat position. The third part is, once you've mastered that and you are more comfortable with doing this with the mad cat, we're going to go on to the next part, which is grabbing your knees. This is what we will use eventually to stand up. So why don't we begin? Step one, arms by your ears, down, bum up, mad cat, look at your belly button. And what I want to do is just bend, roll, and just use your knees. Now, fourth part, this is where we stand up. This is where we actually do the skill. Arms by your ears. First step, down, look at your belly button. Next, we're gonna grab our knees and use that momentum to go into a squat. You go here, roll, and squat. And then you may stand up. Now, this is the whole forward roll, as looked like so. My arms up, down, roll, with mad cat, stand up. Once you understand this, and once you are able and more comfortable to do the skill, we can try even harder things. Now, this skill I'm going to show you is a straddle forward roll, and this even more uses your mad cat position. Here you start on straddle, like we worked on in our position jumps. Arms by your ears, down, look at your belly button, and round back. Make sure your back is round as much as possible. And you roll in your mad cat, and then I want you to keep your back as round as it and push up. And that would be a skill if you are already comfortable. That is our forward roll, and once you get it, congratulations. Now, why do we grab our knees? There are two reasons for this. The first is so that we can put our hands somewhere. Many people who do this, our forward roll, they put their hands down, they roll perfectly, and they put their hands behind them to stand up. Now, this is a way you can do it, but it's not the correct way. And also, going forward, when you want to learn a front flip, you will not want to put your hands behind you, because that can only be dangerous, but it can also hamper your skill. The correct way to do it is arms by your ears, hands down, and roll. Grab your knees and stand up. This not only teaches you something for more, or creates a good habit for a more advanced skill, but it also puts your hands there, and it's also safer. The second way, the reason why we do this, is to bring our chest up. If your arms are here, you don't have to use your belly to hold yourself up. You can use your arms, which are stronger muscles. Hands down, roll, use your knees to pull your chest up, and stand up. So, now it is on to the conditioning, as how to make your body strong enough to to do a forward roll. The first thing that we are going to do is something that we are going to use to try and evade putting our hands behind us. Whenever anyone does a forward roll, this is probably the most likely mistake they will make in their first few tries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some exercises that you can use in order to train your body to not put your hands behind you. The first one is a candlestick to straddle. You go candlestick, straddle, reach forward. Do this 10 times. The next one that we are going to do is a candlestick pike once you're comfortable with the straddle. This one is going to be a little bit harder. So, as we know, we're going to keep our legs together this time. We go candlestick, pike, reach for your toes. Once you understand this, do this 10 times. So when you do these two exercises, the goal here is, as I said before, is strengthening your body to not put your hands behind you. So make sure when you do this skill that your hands do not touch at all on the floor. So you go back, your arms by your ears, and then when you sit up, you reach as far forward as possible. So that this will train the body in order to not put your hands behind you, and instead reach forward to stand up in the forward roll. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is work on how to stand up, developing the strength to stand up in a forward roll. I did say that we can use our hands in order to grab our knees and to bring our chest up. However, some core strength is still required. So in order to get that core strength, what we are going to do is the classic exercise of the crunch. Now, what you're going to do is first sit down, put your feet flat on the ground and bent. And what you're going to do is keep your arms by your ears, your hands behind your ears, and keep your chin, look straight up, compress, and down. Just go as high as you can and down. For this exercise, once again, do it 10 times. Now, the next and the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do sit-down stand jumps, which is something in order to actually stand up, developing the strength to stand up in a forward roll. For this, we can actually use a mat. What you'll do is start in standing up. Legs together, arms by your ears. What you're gonna do is just arms forward, sit down, and stand up. The goal here is to develop the butt muscles in order to push your hips forward and be able to stand up after your squat. Make sure that you don't use your hands, you don't put them behind you, and just reach them forward. Now, for those of you who think that that's too easy, what you can do is lightly tap the mat. Arms by your ears, go down, touch slightly, and up. All right, now we warmed up, we practiced the skill, and we conditioned, and now it's for a little cool down. We'll do this in a stretch. The first thing that we're going to do is just simply let our bodies relax and stretch out the muscles that we use. The first is we are going to do a position stretch. This will be in straddle and pike. So we'll begin in straddle. Bring your legs slightly apart, arms out, reach forward to one foot, hold for 10 seconds, and then reach forward to the next. For those of you who are feeling especially ambitious, you may reach as far forward as possible and try and touch your belly to the floor. The next position we will do is a pike. Bring our feet together, squeeze our legs together, arms by your ears, and reach forward. Now, if this is too much of a stretch, that is fine. Just go as far as you are comfortable. If you want to do more, you may flex your feet and grab. Hold this for 10 seconds. When you're done this, we can go on to the next thing, which is, as we did in the warm-up, happy cow, mad cat. Now, remember, happy cow, round your back, and then arch. Round, and arch. Do this change 5 times. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Remy Sanchez. I am here with Energy Fitness, and I hope to see you next time.